Hey guys, welcome back to the wood shop again. Today I thought we'd do another Harbor Freight woodworking tool video. I put one of these out not too awful long ago, and it took a little bit to get rolling, but as of this date, this thing is sitting at over 4,000 views. So for me, that's crazy overwhelming, and I appreciate you for watching. So today we're going to do another 5 woodworking tool list from Harbor Freight, and yeah, stick around if you want to see it. Okay, so the first tool I wanted to get to, and I will say this is not, or at least in my case, it's not for traditional woodworking. I'm sure there are lots of people out there who can do it. This thing is just a little hatchet. And of course, you're not going to be doing dovetails with this and that kind of stuff. But for me, I get a lot of bark on my woodworking, or excuse me, the wood turning blanks, that kind of stuff. I could take this thing and knock the bark off. I've actually seen people who could, make a spoon out of a piece of wood. I've not actually tried that, but this thing works extremely well for that. I will say, when I originally purchased this part was a little thick for my taste, so we ground it down, put a nice edge on it. Works good for knocking limbs off of little small branches and that kind of stuff, cutting up firewood. And of course, you can use the back of it for a hammer. But yeah, good little tool if you want to check that thing out. It's about $15 if I'm not mistaken at Harbor Freight. But a very good one at that. Okay, next up on the agenda is this circular saw blade, and not this size in particular. I bought this one for my track saw, but I will say I have to give it to Harbor Freight for investing a little money in their products. A long time ago, Harbor Freight was kind of talked about pretty bad about having cheap products and that kind of stuff, and it is cheap. But they have invested a lot of money in different brands, and Hercules being one of those brands. And of course, I'm not going to say that they're on par with Diablo blades and that kind of stuff, but for the money, you can't go wrong with a Hercules blade. They cut good, they last a long while, and I'm pretty sure these have the carbide teeth on them. Just don't hold me to that, but you can see there what I'm talking about. It's a nice blade, cuts good, and for the money, you can go through quite a few of these before you buy a Diablo blade. Okay, so the next item we're looking at, kind of one of my personal favorites on this one, especially being a wood turner. It's hard to get better accuracy than these little calipers here, like that one. This one you can do a lot with setting certain distances, or if you're doing dovetails, you can squeeze those in and mark those off and get them right on the dot, perfect alignment. But the main reason I use them as far as wood turning, like this right here, the chuck that I use on my lathe, a certain size, and you want to get it down to a certain size, so I'll set that to the size of the chuck jaws when I'm turning, and I can cut in a mortise or a tendon on the bottom of the bowl, and I know it's going to be accurate. The same way with these, if I'm doing a spindle turning especially, I can set, I've got this one wound in pretty good there, but I can set this thing, right to an exact dimension, and that way when I'm turning, I know by, stopping this thing and sliding it over the end that it's going to be an exact size. And the same goes for the third one in this pack. It actually does it for a good one for inside diameter, like that one. You can see the hole, and you can get that to an exact dimension with that one. But this little 3-pack works extremely well. I don't know what the price is actually at the moment. I think when I bought these, they were around $10 or so. But even still, great price for some great tools. Okay, so the next thing we've got up is these chisels, and I will say I've got a video on my channel. If you want to go check that out, I'll try to link that in the description. But I had a video where I told you how good a deal these were and how to sharpen those. And I still stand by that one, but I wanted to feature that in this one as well. And this is a 6-pack of these chisels here, woodworking chisels, and you can see I've got them in a drawer that I've made a chisel chest over for all my chisels. But these things, it's a 6-pack, and like I said, when I bought these, they were around $10 or so. Of course, they're not going to be Two Cherries brand or Narex or something like that, but they're $10. They sharpen up good. They held the edge pretty well, and for the most part, mine is used for paring down when after I've drilled through for mortises and that kind of stuff. And this is more or less for cleanup, so these will last me a long time, especially as far as having to resharpen. But yeah, like I said, for $10 or so, these chisels are an excellent choice if you're starting out. So go get you a set of these. Okay, and so the final item today on this Harbor Freight list, I picked this little aluminum level up. I seen it in there one day and just hadn't seen it in there before. Picked it up, and it feels extremely well made. It's solid aluminum. The level bubble seems to be very accurate, and even then I knew that it looked like a woodpecker's tool, and I thought, man, it'd be nice if they had a larger tool, or a larger level. And so the next time I went back, I did actually see one, and I think this one, they call it a 9-inch. I went back the next time and I picked up that one, and that one they call it the 24-inch, I'm pretty sure, but this thing is very, very solid. And of course, it can be used more than just a level. You can use this as a straight edge if you're trying to connect lines. Of course, line them up on your marks and trace right beside it. But seems like the small one I want to say was around $10 or so, and the larger one I want to say was $20. But for the price, you can't beat it. I'd definitely recommend these. So that'll do it for this video today, guys. I think everybody knows that at least tries to get into it. Woodworking can be a very expensive hobby or business to get into. And the purpose of my videos is not necessarily trying to sell you a product, but maybe help you save a few bucks on some items. So, as always, I appreciate you liking the video, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. And while you're on there, go onto my channel. I've got some other videos in there too that's queued up, like the chisel video. Like I said, I'll try to link that. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you then.